best.
All right. Hello, Professor White. I'm Jack, and this is Erica.
Hi.
She's gonna be my friend that I'm doing for the Friendship Day. So, Erica, I went ahead and got us these Starbucks coffees so that we could have an educated discussion on interpersonal communication. Okay. Now, I wrote a friendship reflection, and I chose you to be my person. And I want to go ahead and read you some of the things that I hold in value in my interpersonal communications, relationships, friendships, etc. So the first thing that I made was an interpersonal mission statement. So I want to read it, and then we can kind of talk about aspects of it. So, in any relationship, whether it be with someone you love or someone you're merely acquainted with, one of the most important characteristics to have on either end of the relationship is mindful listening. Mindful listening involves giving careful attention to those you are with and making educated and thoughtful thoughts on what you have heard. Without this aspect in my relationships, I would feel neglected as well as anyone else would feel involved in any of those types of interactions. So, I pretty much just feel like that's like really important, you know, whether
Yes.
it be with friends or in relationships or anything like that. It's important to like really be listening, you know, and like giving thoughtful feedback on things that you hear, and being able to like understand what people are saying as opposed to just like, you know.
Yes.
Listening.
Yeah.
Listening. Yeah. So the second part of my mission statement is that you need to find value in both connection and autonomy. I find this super important because if you have both relationships and friendships, where all you want to do is be with the other person, you know, that's all you guys do. You know, there's no other part to the friendship or the relationship. You just are always with them. That can actually lead a lot of the times to burnout, as I've learned, and things that make the relationship kind of go bad. And I think that it's really important to value each other as individuals with unique dreams and personalities. That even though those dreams and personalities might mesh really well with like mine and yours, it's super important that we're able to recognize each other as individuals and like reward each other and like be excited for each other when we both make it like personal achievements, not just like what we do together.
Yes.
Yes. The most important aspect of any relationship, which is my final aspect, is to apologize and forgive because, like, as we know, you know, not everything is always easy. You know, there's lots of problems that can happen, things that come up. And I think that it's really important to recognize those hardships. Because the good times are amazingly rewarding, you know, but it is decisions that we make in the bad times that define the strength of the relationship. To apologize and forgive, you must follow a strict guideline. And from what I've learned from this class, it's to sincerely express remorse, admit to any wrongdoing, promise to behave better, and of course to request forgiveness. I actually find that like super smart because like if you're not able to talk about the problem up front, then you're not going to be able to work to solve it. And it's also just important to forgive. You know, if you're someone that is going to be asking for forgiveness, that can be really hard, but it's also hard for the other person to forgive. But it's very important. If you hold a grudge, you're going to be a lot less happy than if you were able to just, you know, accept and forgive.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to get into a little bit of why I chose you as my friend. So I'm going to go and define friendship in my own words. So friendship to me is any relationship in where two people decide that each other's presence is welcomed and they make each other happy. Friendship should be overall beneficial and positive for both people. And it's not to say that friendships are always going to be like easy or happy, but it is to say that overall they're positive. And then of course in the book it had a way boring explanation of what it is, but it said friendships are a voluntary relationship that provides social support. So I think I just made that definition more flowery.
Flowery.
And then there are 3 traits I look for in a friend, which you have all 3 of. I look for mindful listening, as well as independence and closeness, because I think that like it's super important, like I said earlier, to like be an individual, but then also have great times together, you know? And we do that really well. So, let's see. We've been friends for 6 years. Go us. 6 or 7 years. You're my friend because I always have a great time with you, and there never seems to be a dull moment. you make me feel wanted and accepted no matter where we are, whether we're like getting bubble tea or we're just hanging out at your place or if we're going to a park. Like, I always feel like I'm having a good time, that I'm accepted, and that I can say and be exactly who I want to be without any filter, which is really great. I was asked to describe one of our best adventures, and I think that one of our best adventures was just simply going to Harborview Park. Like,
Yeah.
I love that time with you because we can just be, like, out in the sun, looking at the water, which is so much fun, and we can just literally, like, talk about anything and everything, and just, it's super nice. Relaxing and engaging was how I described it. So let's see. Oh, here's a good one. So, if I had a chance to apologize to you, what would I apologize for? Oh, that's tricky. Well, I said that if I had a chance to apologize to you, I would actually say that I'm sorry for my tendency to not always follow through with plans. Because I can be kind of scatterbrained sometimes,
Yes.
and I'll make commitments, like, all around the table, and then when it comes to hanging out, like, I'll forget, and someone else will text me and be like, hey, remember we made this plan, like, a week ago? And I kind of do that too often, I feel like. So I am really sorry about that, and I'm definitely trying to work on that, and not be as crazy about it. And then if I had a chance to thank you for something, I would thank you for always going out of your way to make me feel special and wanted. You always encourage me to be a better person, and you push me to accept myself and feel comfortable in my own skin.
Yes.
And that's super important to me. That's why I think we get along so well. Oh, and this is one's fun. So the best object that describes your friend, I said it was a cat for you.
An object?
Okay, it said object, but I kind of like made it my own thing because I feel like an animal's more fun. And I said that you're a cat because you're loyal and loving, you're always there for me, but you're also fiercely independent, which is super awesome because then that way, like, we never get burnt out on each other.
Yeah.
And you're never afraid to go and get what you want. You are always very successful because you have that ability to just, like, be like, I want this, and I'm going to get this at some point. There, you know, you go through a lot of times where, like, you maybe don't always get what you want, or you fail, or, like, you trip up, but you always get back up, and you always end up reaching your goals at some point, which is super inspiring and really fun to be around. So, that's pretty much all that I said for that. And now, just to wrap it up, I'll just go and talk a little bit about what I learned using not only the textbook, but also talking with you about it. I learned that I'm a very loyal friend, but I also tend to be the hype man. So in relationships, I fit into many different groups, and I'm able to really be what everyone else wants me to be. And I'm really able to get along with everybody because I'm able to say what people want to hear, and which can be good, but also bad at some points. Like, one of the negatives is that I'm usually easily swayed to do things, and I tend to do things that make other people happy, and I don't always look out for myself. But as of late, I've been making big decisions based on my happiness. Like, I'm starting to do things thinking, what if I didn't have any outside influences? And that's really helped me, like, actively take control of my life and only do and surround myself with people I want to be with, like you. So, yeah, that's the whole video there.